Howdy tractor fans, this is Tractor Therapy. Thanks for joining today. We are going to do a fun video of digging up some stumps as part of my fencing project. I've got to clear a little bit of land here and also dig up some concrete posts that broke off in the ground. So I'm going to be using the backhoe to pull those out so I can put new posts in and re-concrete. So it should be a lot of fun. Sit back and enjoy, and we'll get going. You'll notice here I've got three small, I hate to call them trees, but they were shrubs. I think they're just old cherry trees that had been sitting right on the fence line. So I'm trying to pull those out. I'm going to use the backhoe to do it. These were probably about 15 feet tall when I cut them off, and they're certainly not big stumps. They should come out of the ground very easily, but perfect little job for the backhoe here. There's the first one out. The rest should just take a moment here. And they're coming out very easily. Not a problem for this backhoe. With larger stumps, obviously you need to dig up around the stump a little bit, which can take some time with a small backhoe like this, but these ones, they're just pulling right out of the ground. So worked out perfectly. The right tool for the job. It's been a little while since I've used the backhoe, so I'm still training myself on how to use it effectively. I'm a little jerky on the controls, but I'm getting a little bit better at it the more I use it. So I'm just trying to sweep this stuff off to the side. There's a piece of concrete right by that telephone pole where one of my old fence posts was. So I'm going to try to tackle that right here and see if I can't get the majority of that concrete out of the ground before I dig a new hole and place a new post in there. You'll notice there's some underground service coming off that pole from above. All those wires are, the ones on the left anyway, and the galvanized protector are for cable for a box that has been disconnected, so they're not actually active. The small conduit going up the middle of the pole is actually electrical, and it moves straight over to the left out of frame on this particular shot, but there's a electrical connection for that old cable junction box that sits right behind the fence. So none of these are in danger of being dug up, and I do know that the power is actually turned off. There's a switch up above, a breaker switch up above outside of the frame of this that is decommissioned, and none of those wires are actually active, so no real danger of causing any problems with the surfaces coming off the pole. Oh, and by the way, I did call 811 to do the underground locating service. I did that about 6 weeks ago, and received a receipt, got notification that they were supposed to come out and do it, and they sent out a truck. They spent about 10 minutes out here and they left. They didn't mark anything, so that was actually quite useless. unfortunately. Okay, here we're going after one of the concrete posts. This was one in the middle of this particular section of fence, and it broke off right at the base of the post. So there should be about 2 to 3 feet of post under the ground here that I'm trying to get out. And I had attempted to do this with the front end loader, and it wouldn't even budge. So this is going to just take a little bit of finagling to pull this piece of concrete out of the ground. I have no idea how big it is, but the front end loader, or the backhoe should take care of it without any problem. So we'll see how it does. I can tell already that that piece of concrete's pretty big. It's quite heavy. It's not budging much when I try to pull on it, and it looks like it's in there pretty good. But as I'm loosening it up a little bit, moving it back and forth, I can feel it starting to break loose. So I should be out of the ground here in just a second. And here it comes. It's starting to break loose finally. It's a little bit bigger than I thought it was originally, but it's starting to come on out. And I probably should have put that thumb down a little bit to help out grabbing onto this thing, but as you'll see here in a second, it worked out okay. The way it was positioned actually grabbed onto it because this piece was pretty long. And there it is. It's a pretty good sized chunk of concrete. I've got it pinned up there in the bucket against the thumb, and that probably weighs a good 150, 200 pounds. Maybe a little lighter than that, but it's definitely a pretty good sized chunk of concrete. Here I'm just cleaning up around the hole, just trying to loosen a little bit of that dirt up and spread it around a little bit. I'm going to be regrading parts of this as I put the fence in, so having that compact soil is a little tough to work with, so I'm just going to dig it out just a touch, and then I'll be respreading it around with the front end loader later. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of cleanup with the front end loader here, just spreading around some of the dirt, filling in some of the holes. I'm going to try and drive the tractor over the hole that I dug to compact that down just a little bit, because I did loosen up that soil, and I need a new post to go in there. So just a quick cleanup. Got a lot more work to do on top of this, but that front end loader sure is handy for spreading this dirt around. I'll speed it up here just a little bit. Almost done clearing this out. I'm going to go ahead and load up those stumps here in just a second into the front end loader, along with that concrete, and get that all in my little trash pile that will end up going either getting recycled or mulched into the ground somewhere. A lot of that concrete I like to break up and actually use it to backfill in some of the holes that I'm digging around the property. Not a bad little haul. We managed to pull out 3 stumps. Got some concrete in there and a bunch of rocks that I picked up as I was digging out some of that dirt. Alright, well, let's get this unloaded. I'm going to run this on fast speed here so you don't have to sit through the whole thing, but we're just going to get this dumped out and we'll be on to the next part of the project. Okay, this next post we're going to be lifting up here, I've already pulled out of the ground. This was one that was in concrete, but it came out all in one piece. And I'll have a video on how I got this particular one out in a video that I'm actually currently working on editing. So hopefully that'll be posted in the not too distant future. But that was kind of a fun video to make where I tried to actually pull this post out with my 3-point hitch to see if it had enough force to lift it out of the ground. So I'll try and have that one here posted very soon. I gotta say, while it looks like it's a pretty simple job just lifting a post like this, doing some of these projects that I'm working on just really wouldn't be able to take them on without the tractor. It really helps out in so many aspects and makes short work of things that would take me hours and hours if I was doing it all by hand. So really just a great tool all around. Just a little bonus footage here. What you're looking at is a pine stump that I had pulled out. It's the biggest stump that I've pulled with my backhoe, and it was a good 5 feet in the ground. Pretty sizable and heavy old heartwood pine. So really appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe and thumbs up if you like what you see.